The Maya didn't just vanish overnight. Contrary to popular myths, millions of people lived in massive, technologically advanced stone cities that dominated the region for centuries. But then, at the very peak of their power, something broke. The great urban centers of the southern lowlands began to empty out. It was a complex and devastating chain of events. Make sure to watch this video to the end. We will break down what the end of the world in the Maya calendar actually meant, which cities disappeared first, and why. What scientific data supports the drought theory. And most importantly, why the Maya didn't disappear completely and where their descendants live today. In this video, we will separate myth from reality to understand the true causes of the collapse of the classic Maya civilization and find out what actually happened to the people. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more stories and interesting facts. To understand the reasons for the decline, we first need to look at the chronology. Maya history is divided into three main eras. The pre-classic period, 2000 BC, 250 AD. The time when the first complex societies emerged. The Classic period, 250 to 900 AD. The absolute flourishing of the Maya civilization. The Post-Classic period, 900 AD to 1500s. Lasted until the arrival of the Spanish. Geographically, the Maya occupied a vast territory that included southern Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula, and the state of Chiapas, as well as modern-day Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. They built legendary city-states like Tikal, Palenque, Copan, and the later Chichen Itza. These were not just settlements, but powerful centers of trade and culture. The widespread belief that the Maya vanished is a misconception. Their descendants continue to live in these regions today, preserving their heritage and identity. To truly understand their power, you have to look at the cities themselves. Each one was an independent kingdom with its own character. The ancient city of Tikal, one of the largest centers of the Maya civilization, it is now located in modern-day Guatemala. Tikal was a massive metropolis with majestic temples, such as Temple 4, which rises more than 60 meters high. At its peak, up to 100,000 people lived there, and the city controlled vast trade routes. Palenque. Known for its archaeological ruins, it is now located in Mexico. Palenque is famous for its elegant architecture and the renowned Temple of the Inscriptions, where the tomb of King Pakal the Great was discovered. This city was the artistic soul of the Maya civilization, adorned with intricate bas-reliefs. Copan. The center of Maya science and sculpture. Here lies the hieroglyphic stairway, the longest Maya text ever found, carved into 63 steps and telling the entire history of the city. The ancient city of Copan is now located in Honduras. Chichen Itza, currently located in Mexico. Chichen Itza is the rising star of the post-classic era. Its famous El Castillo pyramid is literally a stone calendar, designed so that during the equinox, a shadow resembling a snake slithers down its steps. By the way, the most interesting part is coming up next. We are going to address the myth of the end of the world and what the Maya calendar actually meant. But before that, a small personal request. I have set a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers. This is the first important milestone for the channel, and I want to cross it with you. Give it a like, it really helps the video get discovered. And write in the comments which civilization you want to see a feature on next. If you have watched until this moment, it means you are truly interested in history. And that means you are exactly the person who can help this channel grow. And now, let's figure out what the end of the world in the Maya calendar actually meant. When talking about their calendar, you cannot ignore the global wave of fear in 2012. Many believed the Maya predicted a literal apocalypse. But is that true? The truth is much drier and less cinematic. The Maya used the long count system, which tracked time in massive cycles. On December 21st, 2012, one of these cycles, a period of approximately 5,125 years, simply ended. For the ancient Maya, this wasn't a prophecy about the destruction of the world. It was a reason for celebration, much like how we celebrate the arrival of a new millennium or century. They weren't writing about the end of the world, but the beginning of a new era. The paradox of history is that while fearing a fictional apocalypse in 2012, we often forget the real collapse that this people experienced 1,000 years ago. The problem: what went wrong? The crisis began roughly between 800 and 900 AD, a period historians call the collapse of the classic Maya civilization. It wasn't a sudden explosion or one fateful day. It was a systemic failure that unfolded over decades. In the southern lowlands, the heart of the civilization's signs of decline became evident. Massive construction projects ceased. Stone inscriptions recording the lives of kings and the movements of the stars stopped being carved. One by one, great cities were abandoned. The ruling elite lost power, and ordinary people began to leave the urban centers. By 900 AD, many majestic cities began to be reclaimed by the jungle. The decline was caused by three main factors: climate catastrophe, war and political chaos, and overpopulation and resource depletion. 1. Climate catastrophe. Paleoclimatic data from stalagmites and lake sediments point to a series of prolonged and severe droughts in the 9th century. The Maya depended on regular rains to grow crops, especially corn. Unlike civilizations that emerged near large rivers, many Maya cities relied on artificial reservoirs to collect rainwater. 2. War and political chaos. As resources dwindled, competition between city-states turned into violence. Archaeological finds show an increase in fortifications and defensive walls. Wars became more frequent and destructive. When kings, who were considered semi-divine intermediaries, could no longer guarantee reign or victory, the social contract was broken. Who were they fighting? By period, the era of superpowers, 600 to 750 AD. This was a period of Cold War that constantly turned hot. Tikal and Calakmul didn't just fight, they built coalitions that encompassed the entire region. Tikal, Mutul Kingdom, relied on powerful fortifications and the continuity of power. Calakmul, Kanul Kingdom, used an encirclement strategy, subjugating Tikal's smaller neighbors. The collapse and war of all against all, 750 to 900 AD, resources were running out, and drought undermined faith in the divinity of the kings. Wars ceased to be elite affairs and became destructive. Dos Pilas, the city literally dismantled its palaces and temples to build double defensive walls. This is a symbol of the despair of that era. Result: mass flight of the population. In the south, the territory of modern-day Guatemala and Chiapas, the classic Maya civilization effectively ceased to exist, 1200 to 1400s, northern Yucatan. New centers, Chichen Itza, Mayapan. There were wars between them too. In the 15th century, Mayapan was destroyed by internal conflict. 1524-1697, wars with the Spanish. 1524, Pedro de Alvarado's invasion of Guatemala. 16th century, gradual conquest of Maya territories. 1697, fall of the last independent Maya state, Tayasal. After this, the Maya finally lost their political independence. 3. Overpopulation and resource depletion. At its peak, the population reached a level that the environment could barely support. Intensive farming led to soil exhaustion. An ideal storm arose. A massive population, exhausted land, deforested areas, and shrinking water sources. The truth: modern science suggests that the collapse was the result of a deadly combination of factors: climate disasters, wars, political instability, and demographic pressure. Drought caused famine. Famine provoked wars. Wars destroyed the political system, and the ruined system could no longer manage resources and society. Consequences. They are still here. There is a myth that the Spanish found empty jungles. In reality, in the 16th century, they encountered various Maya kingdoms and resilient communities. Today, millions of Maya descendants live in Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. They speak more than 30 Maya languages and maintain traditional customs. The collapse was the end of a specific political era, the era of the Great Stone Kings. But the culture itself survived. Why this matters today? Maya history is a serious warning for the modern world. We see the parallels: climate change, overpopulation, and political polarization. The Maya were a brilliant and technologically advanced society, confident in the stability of their system. Their decline shows what happens when a society stops respecting the limits of its environment. In summary, the Maya did not disappear without a trace. Their civilization collapsed under the weight of a multi-component crisis. But what do you think was the climate the main trigger? Or did internal political chaos strike the final blow? Share your opinion in the comments. If you enjoyed this historical analysis, be sure to like and subscribe.